Germany loves to brag about being modern, fair, and all about equality. You hear it everywhere, Gleichberechtigung. But let's get real for a second. If you're a guy in Germany, you're living in a country where the law can openly discriminate against you, and hardly anyone talks about it. In fact, when it happens, most feminists either look away or even cheer it on. Let me explain. Right now, there's serious talk about bringing back military conscription. But here's the catch. It's only for young men, not women. Not even a debate. This isn't some relic from the past. This is Germany in the 2020s. And here's where it gets ironic. The majority of German voters are women, especially older women. And guess which political parties they overwhelmingly support? The very ones pushing for these one-sided, male-only obligations. It's their democratic right to vote as they wish, of course. But let's call things by their name. When older women's votes decide that young men must be the ones drafted, punished, or taxed for laws they had no say in, how exactly is that a patriarchy? Conscription is just the tip of the iceberg. Let's talk family law. In Germany, if a woman gets pregnant, she has all the options. She can have an abortion, drop the baby off at a baby hatch, or give the child up for adoption, without ever needing the father's consent, as long as they're not married. But if she decides to keep the child, the man is legally bound to pay child support for 18 years or more, even if the pregnancy happened because she secretly stopped using birth control. That's not some wild conspiracy. A UK poll once found that 42% of 5,000 women said they'd consider doing exactly that. So she has all the choices. He gets all the bills. Fair? And then there's the issue of bodily integrity. Female genital mutilation? Illegal, as it should be. Male circumcision of babies, who can't consent? Perfectly legal and publicly defended. Where's the outrage? Whenever someone brings up these double standards, the usual response is predictable. But women used to be oppressed. They needed their husband's permission to work. Sounds awful. But let's be honest. No woman was forced to marry. Many women in the 1950s worked without any permission slips. Marriage was a choice, often for financial stability, yes, but still a choice. Yet today, in modern Germany, honest conversations about these topics are basically off limits. Strict hate speech laws and heavy-handed data protection rules mean you can't really have an open debate. Speak up for men's rights? Good luck. You might even need a lawyer. So where does this leave us? Men are expected to serve, pay, and stay silent. Their disadvantages are written into law, and the loudest voices for equality? Suddenly nowhere to be found. If this is what progress looks like, maybe it's time to have a real conversation about what equality actually means, and who it's really serving.